Welcome to Creative Tien channel. Today I'm going to look at some cardigan design ideas from thrift store finds. I found these 4 cardigans. I think they are suitable for springtime or even all year round. We can recreate these cardigans or use it as inspiration and knit your own spring cardigan. You can do machine knitting or hand knitting or even combine both. So for the boring part, you can just do it on the knitting machine. For the fun part, you can do it by hand. The first one is a simple boxy cardigan. There is not a lot of shaping for this cardigan. And you can do the back piece, front 2 pieces, and only shape the neckline and the shoulder. And for the sleeves, you can make a rectangle and just reduce the stitches so it's bigger around the shoulder and smaller around the wrist. For this type of cardigan, it's usually boxy or oversized. So we want to make sure it's not too tight, especially around the shoulder and the sleeve joint area. This one uses garter stitch almost randomly. If you hand knit, it will be very easy. You just have to decide where you want your garter stitches to be. And for machine knitting, you will need a garter bar or a garter carriage. Or you can change the design and just use a different stitch pattern. And this one doesn't have a buttonhole band, so the construction is very simple. And it's more casual in style, so it's very practical for everyday wear. And you can see the front side and the back side. The garter stitch creates a very interesting texture. When you have an interesting stitch, the pattern doesn't have to be complicated. And this is the second cardigan. I have a video for machine knitting this cardigan with the cut and sew technique. I will link it in the description box below if you are interested. There are 2 pieces in the front and 1 big piece in the back, so the construction is very straightforward. The front 2 pieces have mesh type of stitches. And if you do machine knitting, you can use any lace stitches or hand knit with a simple lace stitch. And you can also crochet it. It's easier to have an open stitch with crochet, and you will go faster too. The back piece is knitted from side to side, or we call it sideways knitting. So that's a simple technique you can try for a different look. The third cardigan here, on the top is also the sideways knitting. You knit from one side and go to the other side. There are some shaping in the shoulder and the neckline, but it's just increase and decrease. So the construction is still very simple. And in the bottom part, it uses the gathering, so that will make sure it fits better. Even if you just need a big rectangle, you can gather it up before sewing so you can control the fit. And this one has a cable on the top half. You can do hand manipulation on the knitting machine or knit by hand. And if it's too complicated, you can always change it to plain knitting or a different stitch. For the button, it looks interesting. In appearance, it's 2 big buttons covered with the same yarn, but for the actual function, it's just the snaps. You can sew them on separately. So the 2 buttons are only decorative. This way it will match very easily, and you don't have to worry about knitting the buttonholes. The back side has a continuous cable pattern, so it looks very interesting. And it's knitted sideways, so it's a little bit different and unique. And there's also a big gathering on the backside center area. That's also a design feature. The fourth and the last cardigan I have here is similar to the third one. It's a little bit boxy and oversized, but it's short sleeve, so it looks more casual and it will work better in between seasons. And this one has a sideway knitting in the bottom part, and it also has a cable. So it's similar to the last one but reversed. And for the top part, it has a reversed stockinette stitch. It's actually the back side of the stockinette stitches. So that's an interesting design. Another interesting part is the neckband. Most neckbands are made of ribbon, but this one is just a plain stockinette stitch. They fold the edges in and just sew it in place. The whole neckband kind of curves, but it looks pretty natural and it still looks pretty good. So that's one way to finish your neckband. And I like the idea the sleeve is the part of the main body. The construction is simple, so it's easier to knit. And make sure you leave the sleeves bigger so it's more comfortable to wear. You can see the construction is very straightforward. The top part has the slope on the shoulder. After you knit the front and back pieces, you just add the neckband and the ribbon. So that's the 4 simple cardigan design inspiration. I always have more idea than I have time to knit, so I put together several ideas just for inspiration. I hope you like this video, and please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.